on 2-1 that Milk thought was a very incorrect decision.
Yep.
And that kind of started their entire rivalry. I think there was a misunderstanding about Bebe. Thought it was like disrespectful to him, but you know, it's just for fun. Everyone makes mistakes in TFT.
Everyone's cool now.
Yeah.
Yep. So now we're back in game 2 here. DQA, you look so comfortable, by the way.
Okay, we're gonna have the 2 Ash players on one couch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
True. We had all the Ash tech. Or maybe with the tech we don't want.
Happy, can you check to see if the mic works?
Oh, yeah. Give me 1 second.
All right, game 2. No, I can't hear you.
Oh, okay, she can use this mic.
Cool.
Oh, this guy won the
She
game.
can use this mic when she's ready.
Oh my God, Wukong.
Oh.
Appy's try again.
Oh.
All right, so how you feel about the start?
Do you agree, DQA? This guy won the game?
Yeah.
He won the game. Hello?
Yep.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Oh, wait. Actually, though, it's Dallas.
Oh,
so
yeah. Okay.
Never mind.
We have to take that into consideration.
Nice.
Dallas was a little sad yesterday.
Why was Dallas sad?
He went 8-8. I was really appreciative of him taking up that spot for us.
I mean, someone has to go 8th, right?
Yeah. Oh, wait, what?
Okay, so we've been talking about this all tournament, I think. When you have 3 mech early, do you slam a mech?
I don't think so.
It depends on your items. Typically,
okay, do you slam a mech with a cloak and a glove?
I would wait until I see what item I got from this round and then decide. If I got like a tier, I might slam Hodge and then mech.
All right, well, I'm going to ask you when we see the next item too. So.
Okay.
I think if you're gonna
BT,
do it,
yes, I would do it.
Okay.
This guy lucked out though. I mean, like, come on, because you can't unmech after you mech. So if he doesn't get a slammable item, it's weaker. But now that he has a Bloodthirster, it's stronger.
yeah, you only do it if you have a chance to put items on Jack. So you don't do it with Draven ever, I don't think.
Gotcha. All right, so we have a 2-3-2 here. How you feeling about these?
If he wants to lean mech, I don't think there's a lot here he's looking at. I mean,
I think the Lee Sin is great.
Oh, which one is it?
It gives him Brawler and it gives attack speed to his max 60% or 40%.
Yeah, I guess you can play Lee the whole game if you want to.
It is also doubled when he shields.
Yeah.
So like when the Bloodthirster procs, you're going to get that extra attack speed.
Oh, is that not when it's just
I
shielded
think it's
by Lee?
amazing.
It's any shields.
Oh, okay, that's super good then. I stand corrected.
No, actually, you're sitting right now.
Okay, and then, I mean, I think, like, this is the one time, right, where you do want, like, it's worth sacking the 2-star Wukong because Jax just has good base stats anyways, and he's going to do a lot. You can use this if you want. I can sit there either way. Do I sit? Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, come sit with us, Hafu. All right, so now we get to see what 2 units against 4 units can do.
All right.
Boo. Hello.
All right, hello, Hafu. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too
Oh
shabby.
man, my vision's so bad. I'm gonna have to squint.
That's okay. Hafu, how have you been enjoying the event so far?
It's been really good. Honestly, bravo to everyone, the events team. It's so smooth. Like for a live event, I mean, I've done a lot of these things throughout my career. There's always so many technical issues and so many like pop-up things that go wrong. And honestly, the team has kept it moving. I mean, there's still like hiccups, but like the way that everything's been handled is amazing.
Yeah, Zane was talking about it earlier. He's like, there's always something that comes up. You can't wait to see what it is today.
It has to, I mean, that's just life. Like, you have this many people, there's always going to be something wrong, but yeah.
Yeah, for those at home, you can't see it behind the scenes, but for example, like Weakest Link this morning, we definitely had to swap people because a lot of people, you know, TFT players, they don't get up. I'm saying this as Becca is walking by, giving me this look.
She is so hungover. I just played a game at TFT. I think she's still drunk.
I've never had a drink of alcohol in my life.
Nice. Amazing. So,
what were your sponsors, Smirnoff, say about that? Oh, sorry. My bad.
No, it's all good. So Hafu, right now your team, I think, is...
last?
Okay. Do you have a plan going into the last day? Because you just got to avoid that last place.
I think we're already there. I think we're cemented.
You've already thrown in the towel?
We're cemented there. I'm going to try. I feel like I always try. I'm a little sad. I'm a little disappointed. But I actually feel like both me and Becca put in the time and effort. We just suck. So, you know, it is what it is. But
you can still come back. You can still come back.
Yeah,
Do you want to talk?
we need some Mort Dog luck.
Do you want to talk?
Okay, all right.
Bless me, you know?
We'll have to ask this Mort Dog guy.
I
see what he
need
can
the
do.
blessing.
No.
I will be taking the blessing, okay?
I'll be taking it as well.
Now, Asa, I believe you need to be very kind to Hafu here because before Hafu got here, you were the weakest link on the couch.
Oh.
I also voted her out. And it was a two-way tie. 3 people vote for Dish Soap and 3 people vote for Hafu. And yeah.
That was fun. Weekend Link was super fun. Honestly, the little fun events have been so cute and so awesome to watch.
Wait till you see the
great.
skips.
Yeah,
The skips, I don't know what they're either today or tomorrow,
I
but
heard we might get one today.
oh,
Yeah.
do you know which one?
I don't, but you know, if I did, I wouldn't spoil it.
Oh,
Okay,
this Appy's
okay.
guy is a natural actor.
Born actor.
So, what's going on in this TFT game?
So Robin, oh yeah, actually Asa, who's winning this game?
I mean, Dallas has a good opener, but it's Dallas, so he's probably not going to win the game.
Oh, no flame.
That's like some.
Oh, yeah,
sauce
sorry.
level
My bad.
flame.
No flame.
I mean, we've seen the Vi augment, the boxing one, be very good all tournament as well.
Have you
Yeah.
seen
Consistent.
Tactics.tools more? Your favorite website?
I have.
It is very high.
It's very high
It's
on
a
that.
very high
Which is
ranking
so
one.
interesting because all the augment does is just 250 health. It's such a basic
But
augment.
Vi is such a
A good unit.
like her ability is strong, right? Because she shreds,
Yep.
which is really important for your team, and she's got triple trait. I mean, triple trait
Yeah.
historically has always had a place, right?
Yep.
Like Ziggs
Had a
and the
place.
others. I don't even remember what the traits were, but like, who else was it? It was like,
Yeah.
Like Irelia from set
Irelia.
5.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, just the
Yeah.
fact you have Aegis. Looking at the augments, by the way, the one that stands out to me here is Kyun taking the Fiora augment. That's been one that I think we've
Oh.
seen kind of do mixed, but if you pair it with the Zed, can do pretty
is
well.
that adaptive?
Real quick, I want to talk about
adaptive one?
the Vi one is most of the 2-cost support augments, if you play it on your endgame board, you're making a sacrifice. It's kind of a reverse font, but Vi is, because of the triple trait, you're pretty happy to play it on the endgame.
Yep. So this is the support Fiora augment, the one where they gain 2% of their health back per auto.
Oh, Vitality of the Fox. Oh, Fiora. Why was I
Vitality
thinking
of the Ox,
Camille?
right.
Yeah.
I like Vitality of the Fox.
I think it's
Or,
good because
Fox.
two of the best comps are Viego and Zed, and it synergizes with both of them. So it's kind of the same thing as I was just saying with
We
Vi,
love Oxforce.
where you can play it
Oxforce.
on your endgame board without too much of a cost.
Yeah,
I-
Vitality of the Ox with Oxforce Fat on Zed, it's so good.
I do like the play here of not actually putting it on the board, though.
Well,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
trying to
interesting.
lose for
He has underground, so
Yeah, it's not doing anything really right now. You know, I think as the set goes on, there's gonna be a lot of spots where people decide to start like sacking the hero augment for a little
Yep.
bit. There was
Yep.
a game yesterday that I played where I was re-rolling Talon and I got a Cho'Gath augment on 3-2. I didn't put Cho on my board to level 8 and I just went 7. But I think that is a bad example of what can happen in this set. So I think there are spots where like, you can give it up for a bit and then kind of like plan for it later, right?
I got it. I got the hero augment offered in my built diff game. Well, one, I got a Tome of Traits
Yeah, the
that
Tome
game.
of Traits. Everyone was like, you gave Hafu a Tome on the one game she doesn't want it.
And then, well, at least I got Prankster. I kind of tried to make it work. And I ran like Rammus on my board with Prankster and like Echo. And then the options that I had like a Zed too, so I just ran it. And my options for the heroes were like Zoe, LeBlanc, and then Threats. And I'm like built diff. I'm like, what is this? I ended up just taking Vel'Koz, who did not make it on my board. It was 3 gold for my augment. Woo! No,
Right.
honestly, the augments, the champion augments, have transcended the game. Like this set
Oh.
feels fresh. Like set 6 was the first time in a long time where I was addicted to TFT. Like I was excited to play, excited to queue up. And then, you know, 6.5, 7, 7.5, it's like, okay, yeah, it's fun, but like it's getting less and less fun, especially as like tools and stats are coming out, and like it doesn't really feel like you have an option. You look, do I want to play the thing that goes 6 every game, or do I want the thing that goes like 3.5, right? Like it feels like it takes the fun out of it when the
Yep.
stats are published. And I feel like it might happen with this in this set too, but not yet. It feels like there's still a lot of flexibility, and it lets you lean really hard into a comp.
I think the nice thing is even the few augments that are like looking really good in the stats are actually still very contextual when you want them. And so I think a lot of people will be baited into like maybe taking them. Now I think the Vi is a bad example, right? The Vi is just 250 health. It's almost always good. But
And it
some like
scales with brawlers.
electro charge. Yeah.
And you know the cool part though about like you know, the Vi element being really good in like a lot of different boards is that it is good in a lot of different boards, right? It's not single note. There's a lot of different things you can do with the Vi element,
right.
a lot of front lines you can make. It doesn't lock you in. Like, you know, I'm not gonna say I love dragons, but it feels like there are a lot of things you can do
Don't
now.
say that. People come after you.
Yeah.
Wow, he got an Echo
There's a lot of
Bell
things you
on
can do that you
Krugs.
couldn't before.
Yeah, it's really good
sorry.
drop.
Oh,
No, this is good.
I just
The Bel'Veth, so Bel'Veth is so good in like stage 2 and
Yes.
3, so I feel like you
think he's
have to play the
gonna play
Bel'Veth.
it.
Yeah.
And now that I know that doesn't crit on the ult like without anything,
You slam
I think
the
it's
IE.
Infinity Edge.
Yep.
But I did not know that before.
Oh, and
Did
he's
you go IE?
oh, no.
Do you
I
ever
didn't-
like make a Sunfire? What do you do with
Okay.
rest
The
frames?
problem
slam
is you
two,
wanna
right?
you wanna item carry it for your Zed where you're selling for the Zed, right? So it's like, oh, I don't want to make best
JG.
I actually
I think
love
he wants
that.
to play around
Viego.
yeah, Viego then.
Yeah, so well, it lets you play on Viego really easily, and JG is not like, so in this set, JG is not that much worse than IE on
Yeah,
AD.
right.
So like, you know, if you want to play around AD, you now have a sword to play around, and you know that is so
definitely
much
wants
better to play around for a second
Edge
item than a
Knight.
rod, right?
Yep.
And then he can just build a tier item, which is fine.
Yeah,
so I think
exactly.
he's playing around the sword. Exactly. Yeah. I think if you build IE, your items get a little bit awkward, and it doesn't transition well onto Zed.
Yeah, because if you don't get bow and you're trying to play AD with IE, like you're just what do you do with that rod, right? You can make like Locket maybe or like Merlot's, but
Can I point out that this team named themselves Endless Pizza? I've seen them get this multiple times already this tournament.
All right. Yeah, I was about to say. So Asa, it's time for the 3-1 check-in. Who's winning this game?
Setsuko.
Okay, Setsuko's winning this game. DQA, you agree?
Yep, Setsuko's winning the game.
Okay. All right. So you heard it here, folks. Setsuko is going to win the game.
Realistically, I think his probability of winning the game, right now it's 12.5 average per every player. It's probably like 30% for Setsuko here.
Okay. Okay. Anima stacks were only at 4 fame, so not a lot of fame on this board. I think Froden himself probably has more fame than this Anima team.
I don't think there's enough rounds in the game for Anima to get more fame than
Oh,
Frodan.
that is a nice thing to say.
I mean, it's Frodan.
Dan is honestly, he's done so well this whole event. Like, he's kind of organized this whole event, right? And he's been casting, he's been playing, he's been hosting. He's just honestly one of the most well-rounded human beings. I've known Dan for like almost a decade now, because I met him in the Hearthstone scene, and he was a huge figure in Hearthstone. I think Hearthstone's very sad to have lost him. Riot snatched him up, and Twitch snatched him up too. But yeah, he's just one of those people who's just got it all, you know.
He filled in for guitar in the talent show for Voicen, and he's also been beating up everyone in Melee.
Yeah, he's just good at everything.
God gamer.
Couch is so wholesome now.
What was it for?
Oh my god, this guy did not listen to instructions.
Yeah.
What were the instructions?
What's going on, Setsuko?
To change the audio levels on the computer.
Oh.
That's okay.
He has 6 Sivers. I guess he's going
Oh.
for it.
All right, well,
Okay.
production tells us it's actually Froden's fault. So
Oh,
despite
so-
all the nice things we just
Yeah.
said about
Can't
Froden,
even get
We
the
take it-
sound
we
effect
take it
right.
back.
even get the sound right.
We
What's
take
wrong
it
with
back.
Have you ever seen Setsuko reroll?
Yeah, so I think out of the players in this tournament, Setsuko rerolls one of the most.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I noticed. I mean, he hit Fame 3 the other day, but I feel like just historically, I've not really ever really seen.
In game one, I made a comment that he was unlikely to. I think everyone in this tournament just leans towards not rerolling, but out of the ones,
It's so
I
scary
think
when you
Setsuko
miss.
does more.
It like feels so bad when you low roll an uncontested reroll comp because it just doesn't feel right.
It feels helpless because there's like nothing you can do. Whereas like if you go
Yeah.
level 8 and you low roll, you at least think maybe I could have done something.
Well, you have options. It's
Yeah.
like almost impossible to low roll because at least you can like pick up pairs, and then if you hit one pair, it's like, okay, well maybe it's not Zed, but at least I have like a Bel'Veth too or a Samira too. You know, like you can usually pick up a pair and then transition. Whereas like if you go really hard into a reroll comp and you miss, I mean, you have no money, you have no health, you have no strength. You are going ace. It's
Also,
very sad.
quick little note here about Setsuko's positioning. So this is for all those people at home like me who like watch YouTube videos and pay no attention when they play at home. So what you want to do, you don't really want your carry to stay in the right pocket generally in this set, because if you're AFK not scouting and you play a Talon, that Talon will kill the thing on the right first. It is furthest from the center, always. So like in this situation, right, you saw the Talon jump on the Sivir and kill it. He's still in the fight, obviously, but you know, if you're trying to AFK, you're trying to not pay attention to your game, definitely go left corner.
That's a good tip. I will remember that. Thanks.
It's useful.
That
Even
is
when you
pretty
don't want to pay any
useful.
attention.
And well, honestly, when you're still learning the game, you cannot scout and you cannot try to worry about positioning
Yeah, it's
because
tough.
you're still like thinking about what am I gonna play?
Oh, I mean, even in Worlds, quite a lot of
Yeah.
players are not scouting. Like
Yeah.
well, you have
for
to
almost
think,
entire
right?
stages. Like yeah, because there's
it's
so many
hard.
other things to think about.
Time management is like
Definitely, it's an underrated skill.
It's
yeah.
really underrated.
Yep.
I really like the think fast augment. Honestly, I
Yeah.
take it. I'm the
I think it's
biggest
fun,
boomer,
yeah.
but I take it every time, and I'm okay losing with it. You know, because it's so fun. I feel like it makes for really great moments, and I think that was a really well done augment.
Yeah, I think it's super fun, and it's reasonably it's balanced. You know, like it's not super overpowered and it's not super weak.
It
It's
rewards
really
you
good.
for being good.
Now that Astral's not around, I think it's a lot more balanced.
Wait, I
So-
thought it took. It ignored astrals.
Well, now that you can't get on 2-1, I would say.
Right,
I would
right.
think it's still very good on 2-1. If
Oh, that was fun. Was it the set?
just got supers on
Senna,
2-1.
the set Senna reroll and think fast?
Yep.
Do you remember
yep.
that?
Oh,
Set
the
Senna
Jade.
was good.
yeah,
Very good.
I talked to the Set 7 world champion Shinga, and he treats the game more like a fighting game when he was talking about like making mistakes because of, like he said, time management. Whereas I think a lot of times in NA when we're watching someone make an obvious mistake, they're just like, oh, this player is just bad.
Yeah, I mean,
But it's like in a
it's
fighting
a-
game, if you get hit by a fireball, you're like that happens to the best players. You're not just bad.
yeah, and there's so much happening every single moment, right? So many decisions you're trying to make that it's super easy to slip up, and those moments will haunt you, right? if you're a player, but like if you can get to the point where you accept that, okay, this happens to everyone. Yeah, I lost this game because I accidentally fed my Zach 2 to my Tom Kench. That's okay.
Tom Kench! Bring Tom Kench back! That was such a cool mechanic. I guess it's kind of like that with Urgot, but Kench, watching him
Oh,
eat...
nah, Kench
I
is not
fed
the
a-
same as Urgot.
I fed a... Oh, no. I fed a 3-star Urgot to my Tom Kench.
Oh, that's
Oh.
It was
Yep.
fun.
Yep.
Like, that's great. More of that.
I think it was great.
That was a very fun champion.
So I guess maybe here's a dev question for all of you, because like, you know, you were talking about how set 6 was fun, and then over time it becomes less fun because you've kind of gotten used to it. You know, part of TFT is the novelty. Like, what's the new thing? So we have to make that trade-off of like bringing back something that you've already experienced versus making something just brand new. And obviously it's like, well, just make it better. That's, you know, so easy. But like, would you actually want to see something like Tom Kench back?
I think Tom Kench could, yeah.
I think Kench is such an iconic unit. I don't know how other people feel about it, but I had the most fun playing Kench. If there was a Kench in my shop, I would buy it and I would play it and I give them all my items. And it's once again one of those things I'm okay losing with. I feel like games need to have like, for me, you need to make it fun when you lose. I think that's when a game will die. It's not fun when you lose, right? But if sometimes
That's
in
a challenge.
TFT,
That's a
when
challenge.
you're having fun and you go 8th, I think you're doing something really, really
So
good,
like,
right?
so like last game when Bryce had the egg and he
Oh, yeah.
lost.
Well, he was having a lot of fun
Oh,
until
yeah,
he wasn't.
Did he have fun? I
He,
actually
he,
asked you,
he
like-
didn't look like he was having fun.
Oh,
'Cause
no.
Bri-
That's-
but
that's
Bryce
his
is a
risk.
very
That's a little-
competitive player. If it was on ladder, a lot of people I think would have. If that was like box there, he would be having a lot of fun.
in a
Alright,
tournament,
yeah, for
I don't
sure.
think you're having fun going 8th. I can say from experience.
Oh yeah, me too.
It's not that fun going 8th in tournaments, but I'm saying on ladder, like if you're streaming and you're just having a good time and you're just playing ranked, those are the moments where
I think
you
that's
know.
where like Underground and Fortune and Mercenary
Yeah.
are a lot of fun because you go the high risk, high reward.
exactly.
Yeah,
Alright.
and, like,
Oh, Twitch chat loves Underground.
Oh, man.
So we talked about Jax being a counter, but so far for Dallas, this is not working out. Is this Jax or DQA? Is this just
Oh,
Dallas?
this is Dallas.
Okay. No flame.
what I think maybe the lobby just isn't the right dynamic, right? Because you know, I think it's less prevalent this set than it was in previous sets, but or rather in pretty last set. But you know, TFT always has some kind of slight rock paper scissors dynamic to it in terms of matchmaking, right, or matchups in particular. And it's very easy to just be in a lobby where, like, you know, you didn't scout to see what the lobby's playing, and then you're like, I'm playing Jax this game 100% of the time, and then all of a sudden it's a bunch of things that beat Jax and not the things that you're playing Jax to beat, right?
Jax is very good against Viego and Zed because they're both usually in melee range of him. Viego can't reset, and Jax will just kill them.
We just saw him lose to a backliner, right? So
Yeah, it's very bad against frontline backline comps.
Makes sense.
That's
Oh,
too much thinking. I see augment, I take, I go.
Perfect.
Right.
Speaking of which, we see the Ashe with those items there. What do we think we're trying to play with those items?
Oh, BT. What can you play
Bel'Veth.
with BT?
I mean,
Maybe.
yeah, maybe Bel'Veth. I feel like,
Maybe Zed.
yeah, I don't think you're locked out of Zed here. They have a Nico on bench as well and a Bel'Veth and a Zed, so I think they're just
Whichever
very
one,
open
yeah.
to, whichever one they end up hitting here, which, you know, the nice thing about AD items is that there's a lot of units that can hold them
If
very
you can
well.
get to Aphelios, actually, I feel like that's a really, really nice Aphelios build.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Rageblade isn't as good this set, and I think that Aphelios is one of like the few users in the game that actually uses Rageblade really, really well.
I think Zed can use it really well as well.
That's true, because he's already attacking so fast with Duelist, and then he's got a lot of steroids.
Yeah, there's a lot of multiplicative scaling
Yeah.
with the duelist interaction.
But it also feels like it's not even worth it. It's just better for him to just like shred through their backline. Like I feel like I don't even need him to necessarily kill the carry, because when you play Zed, you usually have like a Viego, right? And the
Yeah.
Viego is kind of like dunking on everything.
Yeah.
And you clean up so many units that it doesn't matter how strong the rest of their board is, because like the rest,
Yeah.
the entire is like 6v1.
It definitely depends on your build. There's a
Yeah.
pretty popular like overtime mech Zed build,
Yeah, exactly.
where it's like
That's what I
Zed
was
is your solo carry.
Yeah, if you have like a huge, because like the Viego Zed board doesn't really have a huge amount of front line generally. You actually have a lot of items dedicated to Viego, and Zed and don't have a lot left over for front line. But you know,
On
Mech
Kian's
Zed
board, for
is-
example,
yeah,
he definitely
exactly.
does not
Mech
want a
Zed's
Rageblade.
has been pretty popular already, and it's something that really likes Zed to scale because set lives for so long. They don't turn to hit Zed, and he has a lot of time to just get stronger.
We also saw here the Jax killed the Viego and the Zed first because they both jump in melee range of him. So they're
Yeah.
two of the first 3 units to die in this fight.
For sure. Slightly changing topics a bit. I have to call out we have Milk, Robin, and Kuhn all with their classic Mold Diver.
Oh,
So
throwback.
they've been around the scene for a long time, and I think they've used that Mold Diver for a long time.
Since TFT
Yeah,
set
it's
one.
one of the most popular ones amongst like the streamers. Soju uses it as well.
We talked about the IRL meta, right, with like getting people off their game and stuff. There's a few different things going into this tournament because there's also a little legend meta in Grizzly or whatever its name. What's it called? The new
Grizzle.
Grizzly thing. Grizzle.
Oh, I'm gonna be Grizzle
that
next
thing's
set.
S tier. Like
I'm Grizzle next set.
it's really hard to play against. It's intimidating.
The penguin is the best.
It's a good one. I'm a big fan of Baron now because he has the emote where he has the big piece of meat. I like showing everyone the big piece of meat. So.
More like showing everyone his big piece. Anyways, so Zed is looking pretty strong.
Good one there, Spicy Happy.
Thank you. Okay, so yeah, Vayne 2, just 4 duels. So this is like a pretty classic Zed board, I think. No Renegade in, which is maybe not exactly what he wants, but how important do you think Renegade is for this board, Asa?
I mean, he only has 1 item on his Viego, and he has 3 on Zed, so he's clearly prioritizing Zed. He also has Knife's Edge, so like he's clearly prioritizing Zed. Unfortunately for him, he hit the Viego first.
Yeah.
Ooh, goodbye, Zed. Good night, sweet prince.
Things are not looking good in Kuhn Town.
I'm
Yeah.
okay watching Zed players lose.
I think that's going to become the thing pretty quickly, is
I'm
watching
okay
Zed and
watching it
Viego players
die.
lose.
Yeah.
Because last week, or actually beginning of this week, it was Ashe players. Everyone wanted the
MF
Ashe
players,
players to lose.
MF players.
Oh, that's true. MF right
I'm
before.
sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, when I was practicing, it was like MF, you get an MF, you win.
Okay.
Iniko in our
Oh,
PvE
just
games,
hit.
he won like 3 in a row with Battle Mage
Oh, he
MF.
just won the Shojin. Okay, never mind. I was like, what did he just do?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
he's
what?
looking pretty
Shojin
strong
Zed isn't
now.
best in slot?
No, it's not. It's not.
Oh man, he just needs a vest, and he's got perfect item.
Bryce looks to have gotten tilted by the egg also, sitting in 8th place.
Yeah, that's a tough game, right? Because like that sticks with you. It really does. You feel like you have a really good spot, and then demonstrating that Bryce said he tossed it, like he threw the win away, and that'll definitely stick with you if you don't really work to get in a good mindset afterwards, which is a tough skill. And
wanna-
one I'm sure Bryce has, but he's in a very tense situation, right? So
I want to ask each of you, how many times have you guys taken golden egg and not had a hatch? I think for me it's like twice out of like 10.
It was never in set 7, but I actually made a Twitter post where I did the woke score of all the streamers. The more often you take it and it doesn't hatch, the more woke you are. And the more so I was 100% hatch, so I was very veg. But this set, I've taken it every single time I had the opportunity. I've died many times.
What about?
I think, honestly, I don't take it that often, but like in the times that I did take it, I feel like I died maybe also like twice in set 7, and both times I was 1 round off. I remember pretty vividly because I was a little upset.
Yeah.
For me, it's 1. But my favorite moment so far in this entire set was I had a turn where it was Heist 6, and the golden egg hatching on the same turn. You can watch it on the tuber, but it's like I was so dizzy. There's 18 orbs. I can't pick them all up. I'm like struggling, barely trying to stay alive.
Oh yeah, I think this orb thing is actually a nerf to the higher heights because, like we were talking about the time management, you have to pick it up and then figure out what you're doing as opposed to be able to look and quickly see.
See, I think at least when you're streaming, the tech is to never take A because then you get all the first-time chats like flaming you for not taking egg. So it gets the chat engagement. You know?
So
that's the tech.
Grand Vice gave me the tech for this. Whenever you see something that like you know you want to take but egg is offered, you just have to click it right away. Otherwise, your Twitch chat will 100% grief you.
They're gonna grief you.
They're
anyway.
gonna bully. No, they're gonna bully you into taking the egg.
No,
and then you're gonna
take
lose.
that. Just take the egg.
I didn't see the egg. I was focused I was focused on Battle Mage. Yeah, totally.
The worst
didn't
part
see
is when
the
you're
egg.
like, you would have won this if you took egg chatting, and you just get gassed up by chat the rest of the day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's awful.
Egg diff.
Even the next game is you would have won if you took egg last game.
Yeah, also, Robin has a Felios too.
Karma for the egg. Karma is the worst one. No.
And he has another Aphelios on bench.
Yeah, we were talking about, so he was playing around the Belbeth and the Zed pair with the Nico, right? And ends up just hitting the Aphelios too.
Yeah, I mean, hitting the Aphelios 2 this early is good and has the right gun for it. This gun's a lot of damage.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of this
His
lobby
board
is
is
very...
incredibly strong right now, but he's 1 life. So if he runs into someone very strong.
This is like, I think this is why players are frustrated with Zed a little bit. It's like, because again, one bad Zed matchup here, that'll be the end of Robin.
I mean, that's the same with Assassins in every set, which has been in every set until now. So
if you can keep Aphelios alive, that shock room is so good at killing Zed as well, but it just can be tough to actually have him close enough to Zed to kill him, but not getting killed by Zed, right?
Yep. Now Dallas hit the Draven 3 there for his mech, but he's playing Jax obviously, so it's just a little extra health. I don't know if it's actually worth it to spend all that gold for that little bit of health.
Yeah, it's a really expensive belt.
Yeah.
It's not just a belt, right? How much is it?
Well, it's whatever 80% of base Draven's health is. So
if Dallas does
that,
so
it's like half a Warmogs, basically.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
It's probably I think it's like 1.2 of a Warmog.
It's worth it if you're re-rolling for other stuff anyway and just naturally happen to hit it. But if you're losing a lot of econ intervals throughout the entire game,
but it's your carry.
Oh, it's not his carry though.
Oh, I know, but I'm saying you're buffing your carry.
Yeah.
Anything that buffs your carry. It's not like we're putting half a 1.2 of a Warmog on
I think it's definitely worth it to make it if because you're just rolling anyway.
Oh no!
Wow, that's Samira ult.
Zed actually almost doing as much damage as the Aphelios that fight.
I mean, that's 3 units in 1.
Yeah.
A lot of power there.
I think we'll see a lot more like damage heavy set as the set moves on as well.
Yeah. All right, so we have to call it out because this game got really close, really quick. We've seen Esports Law not lose, Robin not lose, Q not lose. Meanwhile, Setsuko, Froden, and Bebe now all below 40 health. That prediction of Setsuko starting to look like it's falling off a little bit here.
I mean, I didn't know someone's gonna have Aphelios 2 on stage 4.
Dude,
What's
these spots
Bebe's
suck.
Board? Can we see Bebe's?
Sure, let's take a look at Baby's board maybe right after this fight. Or here we go. So,
thank you, production.
Baby,
Aphelios too.
Baby's playing his Ox Force. He loves his Viego.
Great Viego items too.
Yeah, his Viego's insane.
I've been playing a lot more Rammus, and it feels really good. Honestly,
Rammus
just
is
throwing
fun.
it in. Especially this lobby specifically is very AD heavy, right? So
Yeah, it does
feels
feel
even better.
Yep.
It's definitely a particularly heavy AD lobby.
Oh, I caster cursed it. Esports
No, I
Law.
did it.
I think the
okay,
problem that
okay.
Baby's maybe running into here is that he has a lot of resources dedicated to a long fight, right? With Ascension, with Archangel, but it's really hard for him to get there with this Viego. Just because like there's so much frontline backline DPS hitting it, right? With the Aphelios. We saw some other.
Can I just point out someone blue pinged the Renegade's back? That's a coward move. If you're gonna ping, at least use one of the ones that says who you are.
He got it. Baby got the Renegade spot. How do you guys feel about the Renegade spot?
I think it's really good because Viego, I think, is probably the best 4-cost carry, and then it helps you free up. A lot of the other Renegades are not that good. For example, when you play like Duelist, Yasuo has a CC, but when you play Renegades, Camille does have CC, I guess, but Silas doesn't do anything, so it does help you drop a pretty weak unit.
And that's a lot of damage too for whatever unit you put it on, right? So it's
exactly.
Yeah, it's synergy bot spat that also makes the unit it's on so much better.
Yeah, you can just play 4 Renegade.
One off the Jax here.
Nah, like.
Please.
Gives up on Sona.
Please. Just hit.
Oh no, Mort Dog, please.
Oh, that was gotta come down
Mort,
there.
why didn't you let him hit?
Well, because DQA earlier said that Dallas wasn't good, and we only give it to good players. So they blame
The
DQA.
rich get richer, man.
Oh, it's actually rich get richer.
this Jax ever? No. He can't out-heal this Samira. This Samira is so strong.
Not with that lost Whisper, Giant Slayer, Deathblade. You know, like that's like text for it, no?
And a few more items.
Yeah, right? Yeah, this is what we're seeing, right? Like maybe committing to Jax from 2-1.
Outrun!
Oh. It can be tough because
This is
you
a
know, you
just
expect a lot of
duel.
BZ Viego, but then you know it's Aphelios, Samira, a lot of these frontline backline boards that will just blow up melee carries.
So Bebe out in 6th, by the way.
Oh, no, maybe 5th? 5th.
Oh,
5th?
Robin going down.
Wow, -3, -4, -4. That feels so bad for Dallas.
Oh, that
Yeah.
is
Just
rough.
1 or 2 HP away from 2 placements.
Oh, I like Milksport. See, like, this is why when you say Soraka,
Robin
like, what do you
did
mean?
die to someone. I don't know who. But
Man, how do you guys feel about Cho?
I think he's good.
So we were talking about this yesterday, that one of the cool things you can do with Cho is put on the Protector's Vow for the early cast, and you get the really early Mono Reave, and he likes the tank stats. So people have found value with that.
Yeah, I just played one with Becca, and she was golden ticket, and I'm pretty sure she's still drunk. So she's at 40 health, you know, and like no econ or anything, and her board is like, I think it was like Galio 2 and Malphite 2, and she's like, "Can you just play? I can't do this." I'm like, "Yeah, okay. I don't think we can recover from Ace." But I just rolled it down with golden ticket, and one of her shops was triple Cho. I just built that Cho, and it stabilized us, and I was so shocked. Because I've played Cho a few times, but like, I didn't think it would be that good, you know? And it was actually so strong, and seeing it on Milk's board kind of personally helps me reaffirm it. Especially this late, right? It's like stage 5 now, and he still is running a Cho, and it has top forward.
yeah.
So I find that really impressive, because like, that's one of those units, like, I see an Echo 1 by Cho, and maybe I'm doing it wrong then.
I think all the threats are actually underrated because we've been playing TFT for 8 sets, and we've been kind of training ourselves to, you know,
Trade
like
heavy.
put synergies on your board, which
Yes.
obviously the threats never do. So I think just naturally as TFT players, we're kind of, most players are kind of inclined to not play threats when it, you know, it's probably correct, and I'm definitely guilty of that.
Yeah, I think Vel'Koz is another example of a pretty underplayed 3-cost threat right now because, you know, a lot of these Zed boards are primarily just like Zed is the main threat. Either you see the Zed Viego boards, but like Mech Zed, for example, you know, if you play a Vel'Koz, that Zed's locked down for so much of the fight that it can be really tough for them to actually.
Oh, Vel'Koz?
You know,
He's picking up the pair if he hits it.
Oh,
Okay,
he's thinking
okay,
about it.
let's see it.
it's really hard to put on this board though.
Yeah, it's
Not
difficult.
a
That's
lot you
why
can draw.
I yeah, I feel like these roll downs, and then you hit it and you're like, wait, do I want this?
Yeah, Pocky actually made a really cool board the other day, which was it was Asol, Vel'Koz, Belveth like trio carry, and
Oh,
basically you'd
cool.
have like the Asol ult on top of what Vel'Koz's ult thing, and it just pop.
Oh, good Zephyr from Setsuko there.
I'm surprised that this Kaisa is, you know, like the main item holder and still doing this well. Like,
So-
I don't understand, I guess, at all.
So I was talking to people yesterday. We got our first, you know, meta report from China, and this Anima Squad Kaisa board was their second best performing board, right below the Ash board.
Oh, this is
So,
the board?
Yeah,
So Dan just has the tech.
Dan has some
Dan
of the
has
tech.
the Chinese tech.
I would be surprised if Dan was the person in this tournament with the most tech.
Yeah, Dan is
He's really studied up.
very studious, and he played a lot of those lobbies. For having like 3 jobs, he has like, how many jobs does he have?
Yeah, him, Jisoo,
More
and
than
Nico,
I've-
I feel like are the ones I would expect to have the most tech coming in.
Hello, where's the sharing?
Play to win.
Hits the Echo
Ooh,
2.
Echo 2.
Small upgrade.
I love Echo.
He's cool. He's a cool unit.
Feels really, Prankster feels so good. It feels
Yeah.
like the only way I could live for Zed. I have 3 Prankster and just like stun him, keep him away, please.
All right, Zed on the opposite corner, but does go to the Vayne. Vayne recons away. That's big.
That is huge.
He has a little clump in the back right corner for this Viego, so it could
That
get a
got
little
missed.
scary if it doesn't blow up.
Oh, the Viego's gonna. Oh, recon away.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, Kaiser
Oh.
just gets out of dodge, but
Oh.
No.
is Zed in too much? Yeah, looks like it. I mean, I feel like that's a we take
Well
kind of
done,
thing.
though. Yeah, well done by Dan. I felt
All
like
right.
his board was kind of,
Dan is 8 streaking.
huh?
Oh, Kiyun,
He's
sorry.
dead. I was like, what? He's dead.
Oh, yeah.
Streaking to the grave.
Kiyun,
And
my
Q top
bad.
3 again.
Yeah.
Doing real
So
well today.
Asa, 50-50, you were right, by the way.
This guy's 8 streaking though. It's kind of scary.
So Zed, and then
Setsuko has a
is
fearless
running.
too though, so he's very strong.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, Setsuko has like the #1 comp, right? This is like the #1 winning comp, like the most capped board.
Yeah, I think Aphelios being the only 5-cost AD carry, I guess Urgot as well, I think is the most capped board to play around.
Good Zephyr to skip the front line. That's going to be nice. Ooh.
Yeah, this is a tough matchup, right? There's so much CC and so much like stuff blocking Zed and Viega from actually hitting the
Zed's
carries.
down.
It's really
Or
hard
Viego's
for them to
down.
get their damage where they want it.
Nice Urgot. Nope.
That's it.
Bye. Good
A
night.
lot of gold though.
All right, Asa, you might officially be the best caster.
Oh.
You called it.
I mean, he had the best spot